Hi everybody, it's Danielle with Inspire Me to DIY, and I have another great fall craft for you today. I'm really muddling through a migraine, so if I get my words all tongue-tied and kind of act silly, well, it's the meds. So I'm going to take my glasses off though, because just the pressure of them kind of hurts my head. So let me see if I can get myself up on my laptop, because a lot of times I cannot, oh, there I am. I cannot see comments on my phone. It's a Facebook thing. I'm not quite sure what's up with that, but so I have my laptop off to the side. I am pretty excited about this project, and it's a little small project, but the reason I am excited about it is it's going to match my tabletop decor. So I think I'll put it off to the side in the back, so when people are sitting around the table for Thanksgiving, they're going to notice that, hey, that matches the stuff that's on the table. It's the little things. It's all the little details that make everything so special. So, I've been drinking a ton of coffee, hoping to bring this migraine at bay. Coffee really does help me sometimes, the caffeine, and sometimes it doesn't do a darn thing. So we are in the process of a weather change here, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. It's just things are starting to get a little cooler. The humidity is still up there, but not as bad. So anytime there is a climate change of any kind, boom, right in my head. I'm a weather forecaster. First my hair and now my head. So I found this at Dollar Tree. And every time I find things like this, I even have a little octagonal shape, stop sign shape one also. But I like this square one for this project. $1.25. And it even comes with a little hanger on the back. You even have the jute hanger. So it's worth a lot more than $1.25. I have this, and then also from Dollar Tree, they have packages of different wooden shapes. I have stars, I have Easter bunnies, I have carrots, I have pumpkins, and I have Christmas trees. So whatever season is coming out, they usually have little wooden cutouts to go with the holidays. So won't this look cute inside here? Yes. So we need to bling it out first though. So we can't just leave it like this, glue it in and call it a day. No. I want to make it in the fall colors that I have. I don't know if you can see that back there. I do the sagey greens and the browns and rusts. And I read a thing today where the new 2023 fall colors are called honey. And it kind of does have like a honey colored vibe to it. And I like that a lot more than the bright oranges and reds, because here in Florida, we don't have those colors for fall, but we do have the honey colors. So with that being said, this wood is already honey colored, so I am not going to paint this at all. I'm going to keep it the natural color. And what I'm going to put in the background is book pages. And no, I didn't take a good book and just destroy the whole thing. I found a stack of books at Goodwill that a lot of the pages were missing. The backs of the book had been destroyed, so they were just kind of basically getting rid of it. But if you're a crafter like me, these book pages are really nice as background art. But be very careful, because I was cutting out little Easter rabbits and making a garland, and I got to reading it. It was like, there's a bad word in there, and it was like the big bad word. So I had to get rid of that whole bunny. So make sure you kind of read through your words to make sure they're not offensive to anyone. So what I did is I measured the inside of my box. I have this little, without my glasses, I have this little 6-inch ruler, and so I measured the inside dimensions of my box, and I cut out my little square piece. Now, I can't cut a straight line to save my soul. So what I use is my paper cutter, and you can get this on Amazon. I'll put the link in the comments so it'll take you right to it, and you don't have to go hunting around. See if I can get it without the light shining on it, not too much. But it's great. You put your paper in through here, and then this is your cutter. And I bought a whole bag of these cutters for just a couple of dollars, and one will last a long time. So my little public service announcement for my paper cutter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on the back to start off with, and then we'll paint our pumpkin. I use Mod Podge, and this is the gloss Mod Podge. I like it a little bit better than the matte because it's a little more durable. If it gets wet for any reason, it won't get ruined. It won't buckle. It won't get destroyed. So I'm going to make sure. Wow. And I don't have readers on. I need my glasses. All right, so we're going to go back with the glasses. We'll see how long I can tolerate them. I just don't like all the glare that they do with my lights and the pressure that they feel on my face. I tell you, migraines are no joke. My mom suffered from them. My sister suffers from them. So I'm pretty sure it's a hereditary thing. There's no, other than my father, there's no boys in the family. So I don't know if it would have carried over to boys too, but it sure got us girls. And fall was a big time for me when I lived up north as far as allergies and migraines. It was just, I missed a lot of work in the fall. So being here, it's not near as bad, but I still get them. I would have them for days on end up north until the weather finally settled down, and then it stayed fall. It's what dryer's done. I didn't know if it was a dryer or the coffee pot. Okay, so I'm gonna stick my little piece in here. There we go. I didn't dry fit it to make sure it was correct. But yep, it is. Now I have to smoosh it down so I don't get wrinkles. And I didn't bring, like if you have an old credit card, all I have is this from my silicone finger thingies, but the cardboard, oh yeah, it's working good. It should work good. This paper, the book page, doesn't usually wrinkle because it's a heavier paper. Like if you're working with tissue paper, you only got one shot. With this, it lets me move it around a little bit. There, that works. And then I'm going to put a good layer on top just to seal the whole thing. And if you do have any wrinkles, it will make them lay down a little better. There we go. Ah, there's a big bubble under there. Come on. Moving it around. There. I got it to lay down. So even if you screw up on camera, that's the best part about crafts. I mean, the Bob Ross used to call them happy accidents. Well, they kind of are. Because if you do crafts and they stress you out, don't do crafts. But if you're like me in the craft department, that if I have a mistake, well, then I make it into something else. A little happy accident. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. I have a fan over here. You see it at the bottom. But I'm going to put this in front of it. And I have my glass full of water, just so I can clean things as I go. I use it for my paints and my glues. Not a big deal because it dilutes it so much. But I want to get that glue out of my brush, because if it gets close to this metal bail, it'll get down in there and then you're not getting it out and you just gotta toss it. Don't want to toss it. I have a set of brushes. There's a lot here, but these are the brushes that are not good for watercolor, are not good for oils. Acrylics, you can use just about any brush with acrylics, so they work for that, but I use these. These are my used and abused brushes. So when I've used a brush till I can't use it anymore, it usually goes into this pile so I can use it for other things like glue. So, I am using Waverly chalk paint for this. No particular reason. It's acrylic. It comes in the colors I want for this project. I'm going to use Truffle. Let me get up closer. I know it's backwards. Truffle for the stem of my pumpkin. This is going to be the base of my pumpkin, the background color, and that's ivory. And then I have two greens that I am going to, sagey greens, that I'm going to use for highlights and lowlights. And this is celery and moss. So that is what I'm using for this project. I bought those at Walmart because it was way cheaper at Walmart, but they have, let me put my little cardboard back in here. They have the large containers of Waverly, and then they have these little small ones, which I like the small ones because they store better. I have a thing on the wall that's, it's like that rack stuff, I can't think of the name, that you use like in pantries and all that, the wire shelving, but it's only like that thick and it hangs on the wall, and all my paints, there's like 5 different layers. All my paints go on there. So I like the smaller bottles for that. I'm going to use ivory for my base, and do I want my stem to go this way, or do I want my stem to go that way? I want my stem to go swinging off to the right, because the ones that are on my table all are swinging off to the right. And I really doubt that anybody's going to go, oh, your stem's backwards on this one. They don't. But in my eye, I see it, and it's like, oh, I got to fix that. The crazy, crazy things we do. All right. I am not pouring this paint out onto any surface and then scooping it and using it, because I find that I use way too much paint that way. And I don't like to waste paint because I use it a lot. So, and it's funny that I'm using this ivory for my pumpkin. Oops, I got a glob on there. For my pumpkin, because if you look, it's the same color as the wood. Really close. But it covers the wood, because this balsa wood is really porous. So it covers the wood so the rest of your paints don't sink down in. It kind of lays on the surface. So you get a cleaner look. Now I'm not doing the edges. Well, I guess I am, because I just messed that one up. Okay, so I'm doing the edges. A lot of times I don't, because it has a wood grain look to it, and you can see that it's a wooden pumpkin. But in this case I am, because I got some paint on the edge. So I'm going to just do it all, so it looks like it's supposed to. Okay. Got a bubble. I'm brushing off on my paper over here. Another good reason to use craft paper for your table. And this is the paper that Hobby Lobby gives out when you buy something breakable, how they wrap it all. I save all that paper, and that's what I use to protect my table when I'm doing a craft. All right. So I just got to do the edge over here. And yeah, you're going to get some on your fingers, just so you get all the edges. Another thing I like about this chalk paint is it's not shiny, and it dries really quickly. The bigger, the glossier that your paint is, the longer it takes to dry. All right, so I want to make sure that the paint on my hands isn't wet because when I touch other things, I don't want to get my paint on there. All right, so I'm getting this white paint out of my brush just because. I might use this brush over again for one of my greens. There, clean. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make it look like it's round. I don't want to make it look flat. So I want to make my paint strokes kind of in a roundish fashion so it looks like it's supposed to. I'm going to start with my lighter colors, green, my celery, and it is really sagey green. If you see that, I just love it. Okay, so I'm not going to put a lot of paint on there at first, so I'm going to dab some on my paper towel, and then I'm just going to kind of go around. And it doesn't look like much, let's see, I want to go this way. Much is on there at all, but there is. Okay, so I have, I don't know if you can see that, I have a slight, like a base to paint onto later, or my next color. So I'm going really light, and then I'm going to get my moss out. And that is a much darker green, but it's a gray green, and I just love it. I was so happy when I saw, because I did these fall colors last year, if you look back on some of my old videos, but nobody else was doing them like that. They were still going into the bright fall colors. So I was so glad to see Hobby Lobby this year started to do the muted colors. And I don't know why I seem to always be ahead of the game on things like that, and then I can't find what I want, so I have to make it. Okay. Ooh, I like it. All right, see that? How it's, I'm building on it a little better. So I'm going to take a smaller brush, and I'm going to go over it again with my light green, but this time I'm not going to dab it so much. It's going to be more paint. Okay, and I'm going to blend that darker green in so you don't, it just doesn't go ivory green. So I want to kind of like smooth it into the ivory, and it's more or less like a dry brush technique. So I'm putting a little of my green on there, or my lighter green on there, but it's smoothing around my darker green. Okay. And I'm kind of going over all of the ivory parts too with my drier brush. So you can see, get that off of there. I had a clump of dried paint. So you can see that, that it is a green pumpkin, but then it has the ivory, that basically becomes the highlights. I know, it kind of sounds weird, doesn't it? Okay, I'm throw a little dark green on there and just kind of just around my curves. All right. And this project goes pretty quickly. In fact, if the ones that I did for my table like this, I just painted them all at the same time. I didn't do one at a time and, you know, mix all the colors. What I did was my ivories first and then my light greens. I'm going to put a little bit more ivory on here just to blend. Okay. I'll pour some in the cap. Maybe I am. Okay. There we go. I messed up my thumb somehow this week, and so twisting that cap off, it was a little owie. Don't know why. I tell you, the older we get, we mess things up, and this hurts and that hurts, and then it goes away, and then something else hurts, and it's... getting older is not for, what do they say? It's not for sissies. Okay. Oh, this is getting more better-ish. So the meds that I'm on for my migraines, it's, I have no words. It is prescription. I just seen my husband coming home. It's prescription, but it just kind of makes you a little funky. I can't take the meds and go to work or drive or anything like that. So I'm glad that I'm home today. And of course it's football Saturday, so this house is going to get jumping here pretty soon. The joint is jumping. All right, so there is all the different colors of my pumpkin. I'm hoping you can see that good, because it's just a very slight variation, and I might go over it with my Sharpie marker just to do some lines so you can see which way the pumpkin's going. In fact, I think I will. Oh. Okay, so I'm not going to make like a solid line. I'm going to make like, oh, I don't, like a dotted line, I guess you call it. So you can see, maybe I am, there we go. Just so you can see the shape of the pumpkin. That one doesn't want to work over paint. Let's see if I can get this one to work. I have a whole jar of these markers. Yeah, once I get paint on it, it doesn't want to, it'll let it dry off. There. Better. So now you can see the lines going over. If I move it a little bit, hopefully you can see that. Can you see that? Maybe. I'll have to take a real close up of it so you can see it when I'm done. So I'm going to clean off my brush, make sure that all the green is out, because I don't want to mix it with my truffle color brown that I'm going to use as the stem. And with my fan going, I kind of have to close these paints up because I do not want them to dry out. Make sure I get the right lid on the right bottle. Okay, here's my truffle. And I'm just going to do the stem. Piece of dried paint flew out. And I'm going to dab some of that off so it's not like a real dark brown. All of this is a pretty muted. I just want it to look uniform throughout, so I don't want a really dark stem with my muted pumpkin. Okay. And I'll do the edges since I screwed up and did the edges earlier. Okay. Nice. All right, so there it is. Now, the ones on my table have a really pretty gold paint going around the edges, and I could have done that on this, but then it doesn't look as rustic, if you will. All that banging is my husband. Oh. So, he was a sweetheart this morning. My car has been running a little funky. It had like a shimmy to it, and I didn't know if it was the UV joints, or is it UV or U joints? I don't know. But I didn't know if it was that or my tires, or did I bend a rim, something, because I drive a lot during the week. So he took it in for me, and thank goodness it was just the tires, because that's one of the cheaper fixes. And so I got 4 brand new tires today. And bless his heart, with my headache, there was just no way I was going to be able to take it in. So he did it for me. Hey, Cheryl, how's it going? And oh, see, now I'm seeing comments on my phone, and I'm not seeing them on the computer. Who knows? I don't know. One week it's one, and the other week it's something else. And Okay, so what I did is I got my pumpkin painted and I got my background with my book page words on it. And I made sure that there were no bad words on there. And I'm just going to take a little hot glue, glue my pumpkin to my base. Get my hot glue over here. And it doesn't really take a whole lot. Make sure you get it centered. If you want it centered. Some people, they want to just rest the bottom of the pumpkin on the lip of the wood, which that would be really cute. Also, thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, my headache is just, it's one of those where you don't keep anything in your stomach. So I'm hoping that that kind of goes away real soon here. Guys, look. Oh, glue string. Ah. I love that, but we're not done. We can't be done because, I mean, it's cute and all, but it's definitely not done. So another thing from Dollar Tree is they have these raffia bunches. There's 3 bunches in a bag, and I got those last year, and I still have this much left of the first bunch, and still have 2 bunches left. So this goes a long way. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this, and I'm going to take one of my fall bunches that I got out of my centerpiece back there, and I'm going to add some texture and some color to it. And these are the colors that I absolutely love. You can see why they call it honey, and I love the sage green with it as well. So I'm going to make a bow, and I think I'm just going to take like a whole bunch and tie it together, and that's going to be my faux bow, if you will. Just take a strand of it that I cut off. Make sure you use your teeth. There you go. Make sure you got to use your teeth. If we were born with 3 arms, life would be so much easier. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't need people to hold things for me while I did other things because I'd have that extra arm. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when I die and I go to heaven, I'm going to ask God, why didn't you give us 3 arms? I'm sure there's times that he just shakes his head at me and goes, yeah, honey. Okay. Okay, so I've got some ends here that I'm going to cut off. Let's see, I might keep those 2 and make them the same size as the 2 long ones. I know I'm just talking to myself, but what do you think? Oh, I got another end here. Okay, so there's my bow. You can kind of like make it a little bit more 3D texture. Oh, I like that. And just see the center is just a piece of raffia. So I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to take some of my, I don't know if I want the berries. I don't think I want the berries, but I do want some of these leaves. And so I'm going to just see if I can just pull it out. There we go. And, oh, sweet. So they come out and they're just 2 pieces like this. And it feels like a suede-y kind of paper. So maybe if I put 2 of these together, kind of like that. No, that's too uniform. Maybe if I stick 1 in the front, more like that. I don't know. I turn my fan off, things are blowing away. I don't know. Maybe I will take one of my little things of beads and kind of put all of this together. You're really banging stuff around in there. Because he bought me flowers. Oh, okay, I'm done whining. Sorry. Beautiful. He bought me flowers. He was putting them in a vase. That's why he was making all the noise. I got a good one. I got a really good one. Oh, thank you, babe. Okay, I'm still zhuzhing this. It's not where I want it to be. So if I just stick 2 of these back like that, yep, and then stick my flower in there. I think I like it better than the yellow. So let's put a little glue on this and put some of my, use my scissors because I am not burning my fingers today. I don't need that on top of everything else. Okay, and then sticking that in the back. I'm going to make this the back. Okay. I'm just going to kind of wait for that to dry a minute. Cute. Cute. So what if I bend these together? Let's try it. Let's try it. Oh. All right, so stick those like that. Oh, yep. See, I am too going to burn myself today. Ah! That's going to I'm really going to feel it when the meds wear off. Ay, ay, ay. Me and hot glue are not friends for the most part. Okay. There we go. John is the best. I am so blessed. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's pretty. My yellow ones are back there. There we go. So I am going to glue this. Seriously. There we go. Put it back on. Okay, I'm going to glue this. I don't know if I want it in the corner, because if I put it on the pumpkin, I don't think you're going to see the pumpkin too much. It'll be too much. So if I put it off to the edge, let's do that. I don't want to... Do I want to put it in the center? No, I want to put it off to the edge. So let's do that. Put a little glue on there. Put it right on the edge, and I'll probably wind up trimming some of this because some of those long pieces from the raffia are sticking down too much. Let's see. Well, maybe I do kind of like that. It gives it a little bit more rustic look. So, thank you. You will? I could use a painkiller. I definitely could. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Do you love it? I love it. Now you could even do like little colorful buttons on the top, or oh, I don't know. Other little fall inspired pieces would be cute. Maybe some words down here that say fall, or you could use the Scrabble tiles across that say fall. There's so many variations you could do with this and different colors, but I love how this turned out. And it could even use some texture, like some lace or some, like the crocheted lace would look really good. I love this too, Cheryl. I think it looks really good. Okay, so before I leave, I want to tell you something, or show you something. That was only 35 minutes. Seriously? And that was with a bunch of being goofy. So, but let me show you. And on my website, I put the step-by-step on how to make this cute little guy. But is he not the sweetest? Oh my gosh. I had these pumpkins. They had little alligator clips on the bottom, and they were from Dollar Tree. The cheesecloth was from Dollar Tree. And I used liquid starch, which was You can get it at any grocery store. I got mine at Walmart because it was cheaper. And then I used Sharpie marker for the eyes. I took a quart-sized mason jar, put a little, like a water balloon, filled it with air though, on top, just little, because you don't want, otherwise he has a really big head. And you soak your cheesecloth in the liquid starch. I did not dilute it, full strength. And then you put a layer this way and a layer this way. And then I did that a few times and let it dry over the balloon and the jar. I put the whole thing on a cookie sheet so it wouldn't drip all over. And you can also, I didn't do this, but you can also put plastic wrap over your balloon so your guy comes off easier. I didn't have a problem, but I have read where you can do that also. But he's just hollow up inside. But the liquid starch, he just stands great. I know. I love it. And Dollar Tree also has glitter pumpkins. So if you want to do your ghost up, and you can make male and female pumpkins. You could put a little bow on her head to make it a little female, but they just stand up so nice. If you don't want it as a tabletop, you can thread fishing line through the top and hang them from the ceiling. Glue string. Hang them from the ceiling all over the place. Would that not look cute? So I might do this on my front porch for Halloween night. I might hang them from the ceiling. I made 2 of these just because it was so darn fun. So I might make a bunch more. The hardest part for me was the drying time because I want to see them all done. But in my jar, I also put pipe cleaners, and that's what makes the little arms. The pipe cleaners are not in here. It's just for the cheesecloth to drape over until it dries. So there's really nothing up in here. And it's like she lost her little slip, but it goes right back in. So if you want to do this and hang them, you might want to hot glue that inner piece in if you have it fallen over. But that is my 2 projects today. I'll put this one on my website a little later today, but this little lady, little man is already on the website. So go ahead and look that up, inspireme2diy.com. That's inspireme2 DIY.com. And this one will be on there. This one will be coming up really shortly. So I also have an online boutique, which I make fall, Christmas, Halloween. Got the cutest Halloween t-shirts. T-shirts for just about any occasion. I also have my earrings on there. Is this not sweet? These are all beaded, and I have pumpkins and leaves. So one of them might have sold out already, and if they did, don't worry, because they will be coming back in. I'm getting another shipment. So if you're interested, that is inspiremefabulous.com, and that'll take you right to my site for my earrings and my cool t-shirt. So I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, obviously, and YouTube. So look me up, hit the little follow at the top if you're not already. If you are, thank you. So I hope you have a great day. I'm probably going to go chill because I'm on migraine meds and that ain't fun. So have a great day, and I will see you later. If you're a college football fan, today's your day. Talk to you later. Bye.